Hello there. I am Dr.V.Balambica, Professor and Head, Department of Mechatronics Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. So today I am going to discuss on the topic of one of the topic in total quality management. So the course code is BU008 and the subject, the course is total quality management. In here, we are going to learn about the concepts in total quality management, the various definitions, and also about the barriers, the dimensions, as well as what is meant by customer satisfaction. So we are going to cover all these topics in here. So let us begin with the course now. So here, now going to the next, it has many definitions. As we know, that means we can say that essential characteristics quality defines, right? Or we can say anything superior is again quality, and fitness for use and customer satisfaction is another definition for quality. The American National Standards Institute and the American Society for Quality defines quality as the totality of features and characteristics of a product or service that bears on its ability to satisfy the given needs. Now, what is exactly quality? Let us see here. Total quality management. Total is made up of a whole. So it means it is total, right? Summing up. And then the quality meaning degree of excellence, a product or service which is being provided. And coming to the management part, we say it's a kind of act or an art of or a manner of planning, controlling, directing. So in a whole, we can say that we can define that TQM is the art of managing the whole to achieve excellence. So here we can say so many examples. It is not that total quality management is only functioning for an organization, right? It can also be done. It can be also maintained in a household work. For example, who is a manager? A manager is one who manages everything. It may be in an organization, or it may be in a large scale, a small scale, and even a woman, a housewife, is also a manager, isn't it? Why? Because they know to manage things and they know how to prepare the budget for the whole month and manage the children, to manage the spouse. So this goes on, right? How well they do, how well they manage is a definition of a good manager. So he or she may be a good manager. Okay, even a student is a manager. Yes, why? Because the student is managing himself, getting up from bed, having his breakfast, getting ready for the college, catching the bus, coming to college, okay, or the school, whatever, right? And how well he manages, how will he takes care of his small expenses with the pocket money which is being provided to him. All this is the way he manages, takes care of, finally to reach home, finish the studies and attend exams, get good marks, right? All this is kind of managing, a kind of planning. Everywhere there is planning required. Now let us say like we have here, which is TQM in the definition, a comprehensive organization-wide effort to improve the quality of products and services applicable to all organizations. We can say that quality is meeting our customer requirements, doing things right every first time, right? And that means there should be zero defects and consistency, continuous improvement, quality in everything you do is the different definitions we can say for quality again. Now, what is the necessity of quality? What is the need of quality in the market? Every time the market is growing, there are different technical advancements going on in every product. In every product, there is an improvement. In every product, there is any modification, or sometimes a new product is introduced into the market because the customer's needs never stops. Once a certain satisfaction has been achieved by the customer, again, there will be a need for something more. So this goes on, okay? So total quality management needs are what? Okay? So the reasons for the quality is, as shown here, we have the competition because the customers are changing and changing product mix. Now let's see what is competition. Today's market demand high quality products at low cost, right? So the demand in the market is high quality products, but it should be at low cost. And reputation is not enough until the cost of maintaining the reputation should be less. Coming to the customers changing customer. The new customer is not only commanding priority based on volume, as I said you now that the customer's demands keeps on changing. And it becomes more and more demanding after a certain period of time, right? So that is the second reason. And next is changing product mix. So the shift from low volume, high price to high volume, low price have resulted in the need to reduce the internal cost of poor quality. Next, coming to the product complexity. As systems have been more complex, the reliability requirements for suppliers of components have become more stringent. And the fifth point, the fifth need is higher levels of customer satisfaction. Again, the customer is wanting for more. Higher customer expectations are getting spawned by increasing competition. Relatively simpler approaches to quality with product inspection for quality control and incorporation of internal cost of poor quality into the selling price might not work for today's complex market environment, right? So we have the evolution of TQ. Now coming to the evolution of TQ, we have is the different philosophies explained by different people, different scientists. And they were Dr. Deming, and then we had Joseph Joran, okay, and we have the Crosby. So there were many people who, many scientists, but the first one who introduced this was Dr. Deming. I mean, not only introduced, but they have given their ideas. They have set out a set of principles to follow for total quality management. So in this way, we have certain points to be noted. Okay, and the first, let's, according to this Deming's philosophy, we have you can see here the block diagram here. Decreased cost because of less rework, fewer mistakes. So what does it mean? It means if any product is available in the market with good quality but a decreased cost. Why? Because there was less rework and there were few mistakes and there was no repetition, and because of this, the cost of the product was decreased, though it was of high quality. So what does it mean? That means you got to improve the quality over. And because of the fewer reworks, fewer mistakes, because people make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, yes, and that's human error. But you got to see that it should not happen when we are following the principles of total quality management. Total quality management means zero defect. There should be no rework. Right? This technique is going to be costly for an organization to maintain, but it gives you more profit and more customer satisfaction. Similarly, you can see in the block diagram that productivity keeps on improving. So when productivity keeps improving, that means the market is captured by new customers, isn't it? So you capture the market with new customers, with better quality and reduced cost, and you stay in the business for a long time, right? And then also the competition also is going to be long time, and your strength will be more, right? The organizational strength will be more. So this is how we ever evolved, like by means of the olden days. You can see the craftsmen, the sculptures. A lot of sculptures are there in ancient traditions, maybe monuments, right? You can see the perfection of that. All this were delivered by craftsmen, artisans, isn't it? They also had quality in them. So they are also a kind of managers, right? And those people were using the metals and other materials for their work. And also they were quality conscious in those periods where there was no much of education. And coming to the masons and carpenters, who were called as tradesmen, right? These tradesmen, in those days, before there were civil engineers, these tradesmen had evolved. They were already there. What did they do? They built houses. They built all kinds of buildings, isn't it? All kinds of huge buildings. But nowadays, things have been starting to improve, and there are automatic material handling equipments, and we can also build the buildings for a very higher story compared to 25, more than 25, 50 story also. It is all possible because of the tools, because of the new tools which are implemented for trading, which are implemented for use in building any complex, okay, or any residential areas also. So doesn't mean that TQM has evolved now. TQM was already there, but people identified at a later period in the 80s. It was after the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This happened, okay? So Japan was fully devastated, and as a result, what happened is that they have to build up the country again. So in order to build it, they have to bring in quality. They planned, their strategy was to bring in a completely new Japan, which evolved with the total quality management. And these were the people, these scientists, Japan called the scientists from US, Joran, Demers, and Kurzweil, for laying out the principles. And these scientists came here, told their principles, and with this, Japan slowly started improving. And today you can see what is the quality of Japan. Now, we have many engineers, okay? We have many engineers now, and trades, different kinds of trades and practices, right from the die making, mold making, stamping, forging, all kinds of machinery making and mold trading, etc. Right? All these engineers are bringing a product to perfection, right? A product to perfection. So you can see here the various evolution during the industrial revolution, and this is after the World War II. As I told you, things started changing rapidly, and then we have this post-World War. The quality management was started in the US, okay, and to quality revolution in Japan before WW2, that's World War II. And Japanese manufacturers converted from producing military goods for internal use to producing civilian goods for trade. So at first, Japan had a wide-held reputation for shoddy exports, and their goods were shunned by international markets. This led Japanese organization to think differently, to explore new ways of thinking. And from here on, we started quality gurus, and they were the one who laid out this custom built, mass-produced, quality control, TQM-based production, ISO, etc. Okay. Now let us come again to the various definition according to Deming. This is according to Deming, right? Because earlier we have seen the different qualities, definitions for quality based on each and everybody's perspective. Your perspective towards quality may be different, and my perspective towards quality may be different. That was discussed in the first two slides. Later on, now coming to Deming's philosophy, or according to his definition of quality, we have, as we have already discussed, that TQM is the art of excellence. You can say the art of management to achieve excellence, right? So we have this perfection, eliminating waste, speed of delivery, all such. And the Americans who have been to Japan are Edward Deming, Joseph M. Joran, and V. Fickenbach. You can see these three scientists over here. Now first let us know who is this Joseph Joran. He is the founder of Joran Institute in Bolton, Connecticut. He promoted the concept known as business process quality, which is a technique of cross-functional quality improvement. He was invited to Japan in the year 1954 by the Union of Japanese Scientists and Engineers. So you can imagine that the year, just note down, he predicted the quality of Japanese foods would overtake the quality of foods produced in the US by mid-1970s because of Japan's revolutionary rate of quality improvement. So, this total quality management at first was implemented in Japan, not in the US. Scientists were from the US, but right from the year 1954, this total quality management has evolved, and the quality guru, one Mr. Joseph Joran, had already said that Japan is going to be the first and foremost country in making quality goods, producing quality goods. So this will happen only if they are following the TQM principles. So the next person is Edward Deming, who had become frustrated with American managers when most of the programs of statistical quality control were terminated over the war and government contracts came to an end. Deming was the main figure in popularizing quality control in Japan. So as I told you, though he was from US, he introduced all his knowledge in Japan because US was not ready to accept it before. When he has laid down certain techniques before them, he has laid down certain principles before them. They were not ready to listen. And so when he got an opportunity to come to Japan to improve quality, he had participated, coordinated, and towards quality. And today, Japan is the foremost in producing quality goods, right? And next, we come to the Japanese who developed new concepts in response to the Americans. He was one Mr. Dr. Kaoru Ishikawa, Dr. Genichi Taguchi, Shigo Shingo. We have here the next slide about the 9 dimensions of quality. So the first quality is, so before starting with this slide, I would like to explain you the concepts of teaching. The concept is the idea. Now, what is it? Is it quality, producing, or manufacturing, or maintaining? Okay. So it means the quality for the first time. We have already seen, right? Doing the things right at the first time. Keep focusing on the customer, what they want, what they are in need of. Once the need has arrived, start working. And then have a strategy approach towards improvement and improve continuously. You got to encourage mutually everybody's concept should be accepted. Now, also we have certain characteristics like the committed management. Now, what is characteristics? Characteristics means behavior. Okay, it means behavior. Now, behavior is coming from a person, right? My behavior may be different, other person's behavior may be different. So these are all the quality traits or the characteristics traits we call. Okay, so whenever somebody is asking you about your characteristics traits, then you got to tell them about your relations, like how close you are, and how good you produce solutions, how committed you are, okay, and how good you take in the training, how do you improve yourself, all these concepts, that is characteristics of total quality management. Now, if it comes for the total quality management in case of the customer, then you have to check that you don't lose any customer. There should be always customer satisfaction, retention, open organization. Anything cannot be like closed or heated. You cannot hide anything. And coming to the next point, we will be discussing about the important topic, which are the 9 dimensions of quality. Okay. 9 dimensions. Among the first one we have is the performance, and the second one is the features, performance, reliability, durability, service, response of dealer, aesthetics of the product, reputation of the manufacturer. Now, let me first tell you what is these 9 dimensions of quality. Okay, let us take. I will be explaining you this with an example. Let us take an example of a car, okay? A newly introduced car. Now, those 9 dimensions can be seen here on the screen. The first one, many customers are different from each other in their way of thoughts. How? How are they different? So you see, some of them, they will be open to performance. Okay? They will be open to performance. Like many of them will prefer to only see the performance of the car. Some will prefer to see the features of the car. Some may see the performance of the car. What do you mean by performance down? Performance down. Performance is the function. Next is the conformance. Conformance is meeting the standards. Now, what is meeting the standards? Let us take another example, a small example, which will be very clear to you. So, take a T-shirt, and you are around 5 to 6 years old. Okay, 5 to 6 years old. You go to a shop. Your child is not with you, and you got to buy him a shirt. So how do you come to a conclusion that this shirt is going to fit my boy? Okay, this T-shirt is going to fit my boy because you will see the size confirmation on the T-shirt. Okay, the size confirmation will be put. Nowadays, you go to every shop, every mall, you will be finding a T-shirt or the shirt with their sizes on the column, please. Okay, you can see the size and come to a conclusion. Okay, 5 to 6, 5 to 6 is going to be fit my boy. So once you take that 5 to 6 and fit it for your boy at home, it should fit. It should fit. That means it is conforming to the specifications as said. So this T-shirt is meant for a 5 to 6 year old boy. That means it is also, when you wear it, it's also fitting exactly. It may be not too tight or too loose, but it fits to you exactly. Okay, so this one is conformance. That's certain design specifications has to be met. Not only certain, every design specifications have to be met. Another example we can tell is about the, you can say, shaft. All of you would have seen a shaft, or can you say a bangle? Okay. Which I need a diameter of around 50, okay, 50 mm. And if there is a bangle for 50 mm, every product, every bangle will have a limitation. What is the limitation? The upper control limit and the lower control limit is decided based on the decision only the bangles are made. Now, you select from the size, which is for the bangle size. So when you select the size, it should be fitting exactly to you, not showing a big S or small. So this is called conformance. The second one, the next is the reliability. What is reliability? That means the product which you are going to use is going to be reliable. You can travel long distances. It should not be risky. Right? Reliable to have to travel a certain distance. So some of them will be conscious on this. And the durability, for how long is this product going to be durable for me? Because you're not going to change it unless you expose the old one. And the next one is response of the dealer manufacturer to customer. Okay, we have the durability. Coming to the durability is now over. Okay, we have just talked about it. Service. Now you can see service cannot be taken back. It's always given. You cannot take it back. Once you give the service, you cannot take it back. So the thing is, you have to be very good at service. Okay, you got to be very good at service, and you have to be pleasing to the customers, and you have to give them good service for them to be happy. Because once you purchase a car and go drive, and there is some problem arising out of your car, so immediately they make a call to the customer service center of the dealer, of the car company. For example, if it is Maruti, then they call to the Maruti car company. And immediately there is a response from the customer care. So when there is a response, it is the duty of the service providing person to give a polite word. Hello, good morning. Well, how may I help you? So I think you must have heard these words everywhere in your whenever you're making a complaint to the customer care for a Vodafone or a GU mobile. Okay. So regarding the internet SIM card, you make many complaints, right? But you can see the politeness which people speak to you. So when they do not speak politely, what happens? You get irritated, and you get what sort of, market into. There is no proper customer service. Whom do I call? All such different questions will come to you. Okay. So this it all has to be taken care of. That the service has to be very good in all the cases. And thus, the next one is the response of the dealer, manufacturer to customer. Now, response of the dealer. How the dealer is responding to the customer and aesthetics. So as I said you that various customer needs are very different. People only go by the look sometimes, or sometimes people go by the working. Sometimes people go by sometimes the working only. Okay. So this and all has to be seen that all this has been avoided. For example, coming to the aesthetic point of view, some of the customers will only like the color of the car. You want to buy the car because the color is good, the color is polished. So you want to buy the car. And but it is not the only thing which you got to see, right? You got to see all the 9 qualities of dimension to achieve quality product. All the 9 qualities, remember. Because tomorrow you are also, not only tomorrow, today also you are going to be a customer somewhere. Now you got to find out all these 9 customers. You can go to any shop, go there, open it, okay? Go there and you can just open up a product or buy a product. looking for all the 9 dimensions of quality. And if all the 9 dimensions of quality are satisfied, and then only you will be satisfied as a whole, right? The next is only by the reputation people go. People look for the product only by reputation. Okay, Samsung is very much in boom now. Samsung, there is everywhere Samsung. In the car, there are those people who don't go for high cars, go for the car, looking for car models of high quality, high end in small reputed manufacturing dealers also. Okay. So like this, we will be going for a different choice. Okay, so these all should be avoided is what total quality management tries to say. Now, when we come for the classification of the quality, okay, so we after the nine dimensions, we will be talking about this service quality here. The first one, service quality, is organization. You identify each market segment, write down the requirements, communicate, organize, and organize physical process. Second one is customer care. So you got to be very pleasing when you please talk to the customer care and meet the customer explanation, get the customer's point of view, make the customer feel valued, respond to all his complaints, right? All his complaints has to be responded. So the next, coming to the customer care, the third point to service quality is communication. So you got to have a good communication in good interpersonal personal skills, pleasant knowledge, enthusiastic employers, write the documents in customer-friendly language. This is the third point for service quality. And when you are hiring people for the front line, maybe the reception desk or the one who is going to give you starting all the ideas. In that case, you're going to hire people who like people. Okay, you're not going to hire people who do not like people. So hire them, challenge to develop better methods, give a short training to them, serve them as internal customers, right? As an employer, and you are going to be an employer, employees working under you. You're also going to make them internal customers happy. Okay. And then coming to the next total quantity basic concepts, which you've already discussed. The same thing is repeated over here. The characteristics is again projected here. Now let's go for some of the quality perspectives. We have the judgmental quality perspective, product-based, and the under user-based and value-based perspective. Perspective is the use. The last one is the manufacturing-based perspective. Now, coming to the quality levels, we have the organizational levels, process levels, and the individual job level. So we should ask what's required by the customer, how can the requirements be measured, what's the specific standard. Right? Now, the history was already discussed for you. We will be going for the, the different early 1990s quality management principles started finding their way in. So we had Felix, what is Felix? Felix is a Korean company, Rich Carlton Hotel Company with quality leaders. And TQM recognized worldwide, where countries like Korea, India, Spain, and Brazil are mounting efforts to increase quality awareness. I mean, the philosophy, when we talk about the principles of all the three scientists, the three most important persons. First one is the Demers principle, and they are first created and published to all employees. A statement of this aims and learn the new philosophy, understand the purpose of inspection, and the practice of awarding business, improve constantly. These are the 5 points we have come in the West. Is institute training, as we have said, that train them. teach and institute technology, teach and institute leadership, drive out the fear, create an environment of innovation, organize team efforts, eliminate exhortations, eliminate numerical quotas, remove the barriers, right? And encourage and take action to accomplish the transformation. Now, we have, according to Demers' philosophy, we have this total, profound knowledge system. So here, you got to understand the meanings here. A system of profound knowledge. What does it mean? It means appreciation for a system. A system is a set of different functions or activities within an organization that work together to achieve organizational goals. Now, coming to psychology. Understanding the psychology is very, very important. Next, coming to the understanding process variation, it contains many variations like reduction in variation improves quality. There are among two types. We have the focus on special causes. So once these special causes are forecast, then we can reduce many defects, and also there will be a change in technology. Okay. Now the next one comes to Joran's philosophy. We have as shown here. First is mission of the firm as a whole is to achieve high quality, product quality. And the second one, the mission of each individual department is to high quality. Produce, production quality. So the 3 points to be noted is called as quality triology. The first one is quality planning, quality control, and improvement. So all of them know what is quality planning. You got to make a correct planning to meet the goals involving the customers, understanding them, developing the product features, what is their needs, identify everything. Quality control is the process of meeting quality goals during operations, and quality improvement is a process for breakthrough to unprecedented levels of performance. Okay. And next, we go by the Kurzweil philosophy. According to him, quality means conformance to requirements, not elegance. There is no such thing as quality problem, he says. There's no such thing as economics of quality. It's always cheaper to do the job right, do it right in the first time. That's what his policy. And his basic elements of improvement are determination, education, and implementation. Okay. So next, Philip Kurzweil is known for the concepts of quality is free and zero limits. Now, when we next go for the barriers in TQ, we can see some points over here. That's low customer satisfaction, low productivity, sales and profit, low morale, more rework, high inspection cost, delay in shipping, high repair cost, higher inventory, greater waste of material. All these are what? Barriers. Okay, this will not lead TQ to full-fledgedly get implemented. Okay, so these barriers should be avoided. Apart from that, we will see the customer, who's a customer, and who's an external customer, and internal customers. So internal customers are we. Okay, if suppose we are working in an organization, we are the internal customers. We provide product to somebody. The product may be by means of education, or I supply a product to a customer. The customer who is coming to buy, to take knowledge, is called as an external customer, right? So with this, we have come to the end of the session to the quality management. So I would like to thank you for being with me all the time. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.